Google Deepmind has unveiled Genie 3. This is a breakthrough, what they call world model, that can generate fully interactive photorealistic environments in real time. So, unlike earlier versions of Genie, Genie 3 can render at 24 frames per second, maintain visual and physical consistency for minutes at a time, and respond instantly to both navigation and text based prompts. So, this model can do things like simulate an entire virtual world of volcanic landscapes, enchanted forests. It can recreate historical sites like ancient Athens, all based on a short description. And those worlds evolve. Think of being in a kind of dynamically evolving video game. They evolve as you explore, and there's these promptable world events that let users change conditions on the fly, from altering weather to adding new objects. So DeepMind actually says they see world models as a key step towards AGI because they give a kind of limitless virtual training ground for AI agents to use to learn and adapt. So Genie 3 long horizon consistency essentially means agents can now tackle multi-step goals. So this kind of opens the door for really complex simulations in fields like robotics, education, and science. But right now, this is still somewhat limited. There's pretty short interaction durations, constrained actions, and it is in a limited research preview. So you can go to that. We'll provide the link in the show notes. You can go test out some kind of pre-made examples, but you cannot directly use this yourself. But DeepMind still calls it kind of a pretty significant moment in the evolution of these generative environments. Now, Paul, I mean, I realize like world models, this can kind of seem a little bit sci-fi to a lot of people. It's not available yet to the general public. We've got massive news with GPT-5 coming out, but we did want to talk about this because it seems like world models are pretty important to the trajectory of where AI is going long term. So maybe you could talk us through why they matter so much.
Yeah, it's been a pursuit of labs for years. This idea of giving the machine the ability to understand the physical world, to create simulations that follow the laws of physics. And DeepMind in particular, and Demis Hassabis specifically, have been talking a lot more about them over the last year. Like I was going back when I was kind of getting ready for today and just looking at the different times that we've featured quotes from Demis on the podcast where he was talking about world models and their importance. And they talked about, like, even with VO, the video generation, how it just, I mean, this is their words, like it just emerges. Like when you train it on enough video data, it starts to like understand the laws of physics. And when you then ask it to produce simulations, it just seems to do it. Now, there's tons of limitations, and they highlight those in the launch post. But I mean, in essence, it does open all of these possibilities for applications. And, I think that this idea of the path to AGI, when they really start to think about embodying intelligence in like humanoid robots and those robots being able to like see something happening and kind of like think out ahead of, because I understand the laws of physics, I understand human nature, like what is likely to be happening next. And that comes whether you're, training autonomous vehicles or you're training a robot to work in a human environment. All of these things become kind of essential. And so there are some cool examples, as you mentioned, Mike, you can play around with like modeling physical properties of the world. So like water and lightning and complex environmental interactions, simulating the natural world. So they talk about generating vibrant ecosystems from animal behaviors to intricate plant life. So it just like kind of learns, and then it's able to recreate these things. And so this could come into play in storytelling, where you're trying to create these narratives, video game development, where it's rendering in real time the environment. So imagine like right now, programmers write all the code to create everything that happens in the game. They create all the environments, all that stuff. What they're envisioning, Elon Musk talks a lot about this. He actually tweeted this week, and he thinks by next year, this will be a reality where you could go in and prompt your own video game. And like everything just starts happening in real time, creating everything that you see. And that's kind of wild. And then even like another tangible example is like right now in a Tesla, when you have autonomous driving going, it shows very like video game like simulation. It's showing your car, and it shows cars of like approximate size. It'll show a truck or a motorcycle, but it's not like watching a live stream video of the road around you. What this is saying, and what Elon Musk implies Tesla is going toward, is when you're driving a Tesla and you're watching the full self-driving do its thing, it will actually render the physical world to show on the display, but it's not a live stream. It's actually like a rendering occurring where it's simulating this whole world. It's really crazy. And it becomes massive in robotics because now you can like simulate these environments and the robots can train in them and all these kinds of things. So world models are huge. We talked about Fei Li, Spatial
Yeah.
Intelligence is the company she created. I forget what episode that is. We can drop the link in the show notes, but she's someone who's been working intensely on this in addition to the research that's going on in the major labs.
Yeah, it's a good reminder too that regardless of the hype or the buildup of something like GPT-5, regardless of where the verdict ends on that, I mean, progress is happening on a lot of different fronts in AI, and it is not slowing down on many of them.
Yeah, and it's commonly like 6 to 12 months ahead of what the public is aware of.
Mm.
So if they're releasing this, they're obviously already probably far beyond this and within the lab itself. Yeah, and you get people like Elon Musk who just straight up tweet and say, "Hey, I think this is coming in 3 months." And
Yeah.
so, I mean, if as much again, like um, you have to filter like the stuff from Elon Musk you want to read. But like if you want like a true inside, like just clear train of thought of like what someone thinks is possible, nobody is more honest than Elon about what
Mm.
he thinks is going to happen and his opinions of these other models and kind of where they're going. And while he has a history of sort of overhyping when technology will arrive, dude built a frontier model in like a year and a half that caught up to the best models in the world. So he knows a few things about science and technology. He's kind of worth paying attention to from that side.